Welcome back to Carnage Corner, Carnage Cravers. I am Ken Carnage, and we are in the Carnage Clubhouse. It's been a while since I came to you from the Carnage Clubhouse. It's nice to be back, you know. But we got to get down to business. And it's serious business, because we got to talk about Batman v Superman. Biggest superhero film, maybe of all time. Most controversial superhero film, maybe of all time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to hit some bullet points, because this is probably going to be the most in-depth review I've ever done for you. Because I'm going to tell you what, nobody will ever accuse this of being a simple-minded movie. There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of stuff going on in this film. So, that being said, I will start off by saying anybody who tells you that this film moves slow is out of their mind. That's one thing that this film doesn't do. It moves fast, and it expects you to keep up, which I think is a great thing, because too often do comic book movies hold the viewer's hand and say, "Come on with me." No, just give it to us. Treat us like we're intelligent and expect us to keep up, and this does that, and I found that very refreshing. So, I want to start off opening scene of the film. You know, we're revisiting the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne once again. I got a real kick out of seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. You might remember Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He plays the father on Supernatural. He played the comedian in Watchmen. But I really liked the casting. Funny story, before the announcement of Ben Affleck, Jeffrey Dean Morgan was, when they said they wanted a 40-something-year-old Batman, somebody who could play a dark and grizzled Batman. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in the top list of the top three people I really wanted to see as Batman. So I think it's funny that he played Thomas Wayne, because now if they ever do a live-action Flashpoint, hey, you got Batman. It's awesome. So, that being said, talk about one of the smaller roles. As far as the Justice League setup, nothing wrong, really, with the job they did setting up Justice League. If I was them, one thing I would have done is I would not have announced Aquaman. I would not have announced that Aquaman and Flash and Cyborg were all going to be in the movie, because they're in the movie for such a short amount of time that really, if you hadn't told us about it, we would have just been pleasantly surprised with it, But as far as how Jason Momoa looks as Aquaman, he looks awesome, he looks badass, until what I'm calling his L'Oreal moment, because he's underwater and all of a sudden his hair kind of floats in front of his face and he looks like he got kicked off the set of a L'Oreal commercial. So yeah, aside from that, I think it looks awesome. Ezra Miller's Flash, I'm not sold. This is one of those cases where the success of the television Flash is really going to hurt them, because the television show Flash is doing so well, and that guy playing Flash, he's doing such a good job that, I mean, this kid Ezra Miller, he's behind the eight ball as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know, I'm not digging the way the Flash looks, or not the Flash, the kid himself. As far as Cyborg goes, I'm not a fan of the Cyborg character. I would rather them be doing Martian Manhunter. That is what I would rather. I'm not a Cyborg guy. I don't like him. Never liked the character. Really don't want him in the Justice League. But hey, I'm not the one making the movies. So, I will say that the Doomsday, the visuals on Doomsday for the final fight, the graphics kind of look like crap. Visually, I don't think he looked very good. The fight was good, but visually, Doomsday himself, I don't believe looked very good at all. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I will say this, while she will not be confused for a master thespian at any point in the near future, I will say this, Gal Gadot impressed me. She did so much better than I was expecting. Is she wooden? Does she deliver her lines very woodenly? Yes, she does. But take a little trip with me here, because we're in most films when she delivers her lines and they're wooden and everything else, it really looks bad. But the funny story is Wonder Woman is kind of like a woman out of time. Wonder Woman comes from a very different place, very different structure. She, the accent actually worked. The way of speaking actually worked well. And so even when she was wooden in her lines, it did not hurt the portrayal of Wonder Woman. Does she have a lot of work to do for the Wonder Woman standalone in order for her to put that movie on her back and carry it? Yes, she's got a lot of work to do. But based on what I saw, I think it's possible that she might be able to get it done. So, that being said, I was impressed. I was not disappointed with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. Jeremy Irons playing Alfred. Jeremy Irons is the best Alfred we have ever had. No disrespect to Michael Caine, he was awesome, but this Alfred was just perfect. The fact that you not only believed the relationship between him and Bruce, and you not only believed that, Alfred was intelligent enough to be able to help Batman with his strategies and his taking care of his equipment and everything else, but the snark, the sarcasm and the snark was great. It was really awesome. I especially loved it when he told Bruce, hopefully the next generation of Waynes doesn't inherit an empty wine cellar, if there is a next generation of Waynes. His delivery on it was really funny. He was really good. He really embodied the basically what I think a modern day telling of Alfred should be. Good old Larry Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne plays Perry White. We saw a lot more of him in this film than we did in Man of Steel. And again, we go from snark to straight up snarky. He's great. Though he steals the scenes that he is in. So, very good. Diane Lane playing Martha returns as Martha Kent. She's got a couple of scenes. I honestly, the highlight is her exchange with Batman towards the end. That was just like, that was hysterical. It was just hysterical. Okay, now here is one of the big controversies. We're going to talk about Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. A lot of people don't like it. Okay. Personally, I love it. Okay, I understood Gene Hackman's portrayal of Lex Luthor, and then Kevin Spacey's was basically just a knockoff of Gene Hackman's. Okay, and I mean, up to date, my favorite Lex Luthor had been the one from Smallville, played by Michael Rosenbaum. This Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, is astounding. This is a man who is so intelligent. Like, he's so much smarter than everyone else, to the point where dealing with the stupidity around him has literally driven him damn near batshit crazy. And he just enjoys toying with everyone. And that is what I got off of it. I mean, yes, the scene with the Jolly Rancher, that's a little weird. Could have done without that, for real. Like, I don't know whose idea that was, but get rid of that. But no lie, he is unsettling. He's unhinged, and he's just awesome. It's just awesome, This film is just totally intense. Do not take a child under 10 years old to see this film. Honestly, it's rated PG-13. Probably nobody under 13 should see this film. It is violent, it is brutal, it is dark. It's awesome. But it's very, very intense. Now, it's not awesome because it's dark and gritty. That's not what I'm saying. Not everything needs to be dark and gritty. Do not, I repeat, do not try and give me a dark and gritty Ant-Man or a dark and gritty Iron Man no. This fits because of the world they've created. Now, don't give me a dark and gritty Suicide Squad, because Suicide Squad should be more fun. But this worked great. All right. So moving on, I'm going to do multiple parts. That's going to end the first part of the review. I'll be coming back at you with more parts to finish rounding out my thoughts on the film. Long story short, when we come back, we're going to talk about Amy Adams, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and and start breaking down certain things that actually happen in the film to set up for what is to come. So make sure you come back and join me again. Until next time, I am Ken Carnage. This is Carnage Corner, and remember, Carnage is right around the corner.